I said to Chevy, and then we started the show.
Welcome to episode 197 of the Working Fans Podcast. I'm producer Joe. This is the man they call Dave. Little less energy than last week, but fuck, we're not prepared. How you doing, Dave?
Yeah, that's all right. I was going to lay around like a little bitch all day until you told me we had to do a podcast. That's all right. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
We definitely need to recuperate because everybody knows, obviously, we got day jobs. We all can't be like AJ and vacation to Bermuda 4 times a year.
Wish we could.
We work on the big holidays, and this coming up week, one of our busier work weeks, where would you say it ranks in like your busier weeks of the work year?
Top two.
Top two, yeah.
Depending on the weather, it could be number one. It's this and 4th of July.
Really, Labor Day isn't as big for you. Is it because the summer's going away more?
It's winding down.
Anticipation of going into things.
It's winding down. Sometimes we even sell more bread than actual hamburgers and hot dog rolls because kids are coming back to school and stuff.
Oh, that makes sense.
So if the weather is shitty, especially too, you'll see that it's kind of like, But yeah, Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July, depending on the weather, I would say leaning towards 4th of July being number one and this being number two. 4th of July weekend, of course, we're going to have that big show at Griswold too. Can't wait for that too. Huh? That's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that in the future.
Yeah. We'll see how much involvement they let us have.
Yeah, can't wait to promote it. We're going to be out there.
Not that anybody has a stranglehold on the promotion or running of that
stranglehold. I love that.
But yeah, for me, it's definitely Memorial Day weekend is the bigger beer holiday. 4th of July is big too, and then our last big one of the year is Labor Day. But unfortunately, we have two pay-per-views, or a pay-per-view, a premium live event. What does UFC have going on next weekend?
Taking it off. They're actually taking it off. So good on them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, giving people a week off. And
so you and Chevy got some trivia coming up this week then, huh?
Maybe a top 5, maybe a 5-3-1. We'll have something coming up. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's right. You got a busy week, so it's not even like you might even have the time for the trivia.
We'll see. Me and Chevy talked about it. We probably are going to do something because it's early enough in the week. It's Tuesday, but we have to touch base on that. You know, we're on the fly here. A couple busy guys here.
There's also a Beyond Wrestling event that they're doing that Sunday that I'm actually going to be off for because since the holidays on Monday, we won't be working. So I'll be off Sunday.
Since we're going to talk personal life a little bit here, what do you want? Fuck it, people can listen to this. What do you want to do for Double or Nothing? Do you want to get that, or how do you want to do that?
Double or Nothing, yeah. Are you... That's on the tail end of your weekend, so you'll be able to watch that, right?
I can watch it. I'll have like a long day, but I'll get to sleep. I'll start my day later, and so we'll be in good shape. Night of Champions, I'm actually going to, because I believe that's on a Saturday, if I remember correctly. It'll be like in the afternoon.
NXT so Battleground also, too. So you've got like 4 or 5 events that weekend.
I could do, everything at our house and have both TVs running, or I can buy it, because I know sometimes some people out. Some people may not want to come over, you know what I mean? So some people if you want to do it at your house, that's fine too. I could make it work.
My brother's actually going on vacation, so
so maybe
whatever.
Maybe it'll be better. Then we'll do this one at my house. I can have both TVs going. I'll tell Scott and everything too. We'll put Battleground's gonna be on a little TV. Sorry, WWE. NXT is not gonna get. It is what it is. Although, by the way, we're not gonna even talk about that card, but I think it's got Dragon Leon. There's going to be some probably good little matches on that show. If it was on another night or something or an afternoon, I'd be like, oh,
yeah. I mean, I'll be watching it, but I have no idea what matches are on it. It's mainly because it's on the weekend after the week that I'll have had.
Yeah.
With all the busyness, I'll watch an afternoon card, put it on, maybe sit out in the sun. NXT's weird because since they kind of changed their format, and I feel like they lost momentum, it's I'll still watch them, but I don't get as excited for them, and the cards don't feel as big.
Right. Yeah, no, they don't. I feel like the cards are good, and if you want to watch good wrestling and there's nothing going on when that's on, you're not going to be disappointed. But their weekly television doesn't drive me to feel like it's must see, and It really is that developmental league. You're going to have some guys that are maybe talented, but before, back in the original Black and Gold days, it was like a completely separate entity. It was like a super indie show, which was really hot for the time, especially being with a WWE production behind it. And that's not really, it doesn't feel like that anymore.
Yeah, it was exciting. It felt important. There were great stories. Now it's like, I don't know exactly how to say it. It's kind of in like this weird spot that I find Impact is on. Like Impact happens to fall
Right.
like on a Thursday. So that's between AEW and SmackDown. Thursday also happens to be my biggest night, so I just can't catch it.
Right.
Tuesday night is like my easiest night. I get out early. I'm home in time for NXT, but there's usually other things I want to watch.
You got to catch
And
up on or do stuff. Yeah.
that wouldn't have happened 5-6 years ago, where it was like Kevin Owens was coming to NXT.
Mhm.
You had, what is it? Neville that was on that regularly. Sami Zayn, like even going later to the Undisputed Era, there were things that got you excited about it. It's still good, but it's just different now. So Night of Champions snuck up on me. I didn't realize it was coming up next weekend. And obviously the tag team match that they made last week with Reigns and Sikoa going up against Owens and Zayn. Interesting. I mean, very interesting that Sammy's going to be going to Saudi Arabia. He had wrestled over there before, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
And Owens was one of the guys that chose not to go. What do you think it is? Because
there's been a change in the foreign policy. It's actually been addressed. The government is now opened up relations with Syria again.
Okay.
And so now people from Syria are allowed to actually get, I don't know, like if it's difficult, but they're now allowed access in and out of the country is the way I was understood. And so that's why before, where it was maybe an issue where they didn't want Sammy there and they maybe even feared for Sammy's safety, now they're open to that. And with Kevin, although we've never officially heard why, my guess is, well, if they're not going to allow Sammy to go, that's my friend. I don't want to be there. Okay, Sammy's allowed to go now. All right, we'll do it.
And I was wondering, because it can't be like the money being offered because they weren't going before, and I can't imagine that the money got bigger.
Now,
being able to go over as a champion, I don't know if that would change how you feel about it. But if you say there's a change in policy, that makes sense.
But now here,
Dave, if you can carry the conversation for a moment, I got the automobile place calling me.
All right, I'll throw this out to the people. So one thing I will say to you guys out there watching, I haven't heard anybody really talk about this, which I think would be interesting to find out, is that Sammy actually, if you remember the last time when Roman was at one of these Saudi Arabia shows, he was wrestling Logan Paul, and the crowd was actually chanting, "We want Sammy, Sammy, Sammy," because Roman made that comment, "You people don't deserve Sammy." And I thought that was interesting because Sami Zayn obviously very popular, and even in the Saudi government, where supposedly the Saudi country where he was supposedly was not allowed at the time, he was hugely over with that audience. And now here we are, the next show, and Sami Zayn is back on. Now I'm sure that this is a bigger issue where they're working on a relationship with Syria, but it is kind of interesting that Sami Zayn so over, so popular. And now he's coming to this big show. While Joe's on that, I'm going to preview some of these lesser matches here, some of these smaller matches. So I'll start off right away. Gunther and Mustafa Ali. This is an interesting matchup because it really seems like Ali's getting this title shot because obviously, Middle Eastern descent and, being here in Saudi Arabia, but I just don't see this guy winning. Like, they've established Gunther as such a dominant intercontinental champion. There's just no way that Gunther's going to use this. This might be a fun match, but I would say this is going to be similar to what they did with Zelina Vega and Rhea Ripley in Puerto Rico. You'll see Mustafa get some offense, probably a big crowd reaction, but at the end of the day, we're going to remember that Gunther is the guy they're pushing here. All right, another matchup, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Asuka just turns heel, and sprays the mist in Belair's eyes last week. It's interesting. I like it. But now we're already doing this match. So I just have a feeling we're feeding Asuka to Belair. I wouldn't mind Asuka winning the title here. I feel like it might create some interest. But at the same time, at the end of the day, they've done such a good job pushing Belair. And I feel like they're going to have her lose the title under a bigger circumstances than Saudi Arabia's show. Although I do think there's going to be a title change hands, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I got to go with Bianca Belair. All right, moving up now on this card, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. We got a rematch. Now, the way this feud has been done so far, I think has been great. You know, Brock laying him out, beating him down. Cody and Brock have the match. Cody's the hero. He knows that, hey, I don't know if I can beat this guy, but I want him. I want to fight him. So he does. And what does Brock do? He gets busted up, but Brock comes back. He has him has him beat. Cody uses a counter wrestling hold, pins him. So he doesn't necessarily get like a dominant victory, but he does get the victory, and everybody looks strong. Next night on Raw, Brock lays out Cody again, cost him a shot at the tournament for the Raw World Championship, beats him down, and you see a busted up, stitched up Brock Lesnar saying he wants to fight Cody. And so here we are. And Cody, I love it, bringing in the promos. Hey, I don't know when a cheap victory is countering a hold and pinning your shoulders down in a match with a wrestling hold. You know, I love it. So I like the way this has been built up. But at the end of the day, I think this is another showcase for Cody Rhodes. And I think Cody's going to get the win here over Brock. And I think that we're going to move on to the next thing with Cody. And welcome back, Producer Joe. I was doing some match predictions, which I actually did the smaller matches because I wanted to save the final two for you. So this kind of worked out.
I'm still on fucking mute. Well, I'm going to put up the code fans working. Go to w.gg. Help you boys out because just found out a little fix on the vehicle is going to be $600 just for the part, 2 hours of labor. So I'm in a fucking good mood. What matches we got left?
Well, we got Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for basically it was going to be the Undisputed Raw Championship. I think we both understand here that although this will be a good match, this is all centered around Seth Rollins. It appears to be getting the victory here. He appears the guy they're going to use to establish the Raw brand, unless you disagree.
I mean, I would like to see it put on AJ, but there's been so much emphasis on Seth, and that just makes more sense if it's not going on Cody. Mm-hmm. Plus, you could also have Cody go after Seth. So, yeah, I see Seth as the likely winner. It's going to be an amazing match.
It will. And I think you still got Money in the Bank coming up in July. And who knows if Cody's going to win that and cash on Roman. But I think the interesting matchup where we and you could have a little more discussion is this tag team title match. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa. Roman, we know how they've built him. They've built him as unstoppable. Sikoa, only one loss to Cody Rhodes. He's been built as a monster. And now you got Roman coming in there with both titles on his shoulders, taking on Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. They have all their championships. And when I first heard this match, I thought, okay, the Usos are probably going to interfere. They're going to screw up. And Kevin and Sami are going to get the victory, and that's going to create dissension. Could still happen. But the more I think about it, I think, yeah, they might interfere. Stuff might happen. But at the end, Roman and Sikoa are going to find a way to win. And I think they're going to get those tag titles. And this is going to lead to Roman and Sikoa defending the tag belts against the Usos. I think there will be a screw up there. The Usos will eventually win the tag titles again. And Sikoa and Roman are going to end up having a match down the road, and that's going to be the complete breakup of the bloodline.
Wow, that draws it out a little more. I see. Oh, wow.
I can still see Sami and Kevin winning, too.
I was just about to say I see them winning, but I don't see either Solo or Roman taking the pin.
Right.
Maybe by DQ, but like, do you want a fucked finish in Saudi Arabia? Like, I would think for this one, you want God, I got to go with Solo and Roman. It's just too good a story. I don't see how you lose momentum on it.
Right. Right. I'd agree. All right. Let's talk about it.
Sorry, a little
Double or nothing.
distracted, taking care of other business while we talk. So you're gonna hear some pauses in here, but this is
Yeah.
just real life. Shit happens when you're on the fly, and when you get 2 days off and you do a show, things happen.
So we'll preview these matches. Ethan Page and the Guns versus Isaiah Cassidy and the Hardys. This looks like it should be a pre-show match. I have no idea. I guess I'm gonna go with the baby faces, the Hardys and Isaiah, because the Hardys are back. But I could see the Guns and Page winning this. This is not a match that I feel like the stakes are too high.
I hope that's on the buy-in, but yeah, it's got
Me
to be
too.
the Hardys.
Jade Cargo versus Taya Valkyrie. I like Jade, but we have not had a feud really established for her where I have a match going here where I think, oh, she's going to probably beat Jade. Taya has not come across to me as that girl either. I got Jade.
Oh, fuck. Another one that I don't know. Like, I haven't been keeping up with AEW as much. So, like, I hear these matches and I'm not overly excited.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've been putting so much behind Jade, I don't see her losing.
All right. Here's one. Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite, Omega, the Bucks, and Hangman Page in Anarchy in the Arena match.
These matches are always fun. Like, even though I haven't been as aware of the build up to this, I am looking forward to this match, and I think it's going to show out just like all the other ones have.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna say it should be the Elite that win this because you want to send the baby faces home happy. But something tells me the Blackpool Combat Club, like they might be establishing them, and there is those rumors about Kenny and the Bucks contract possibly being up soon. So I'm a little skeptical here. So I'm gonna go with
I
the
see it as
BBC.
Blackpool Combat Club, but I don't see Kenny and the Bucks leaving anytime soon.
Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm. Jamie Hayter is injured, but she should be cleared of this. I don't see Jamie losing the title yet.
This could go either way. Hashtag Tony Storm's ass. Got to go with Tony Storm.
Orange Cassidy defending the title in a 20-man battle royal. Since I don't know the participants, I'm going to have to go with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. Sounds like the buy-in has a second match.
We're gonna wrap this up. We got 3 left. Wardlow versus Christian, ladder match for the AWTNT Championship. I have a hard time seeing them take this title off of Wardlow after we already made him drop it and then win it back, right? Like we got to keep this title on the guy now, right?
Christian is a master of those title matches or those ladder matches. So I think I mean, it's weird. I would have liked to have seen more build up for this. Maybe they have been building it up good and I just haven't been aware.
Right.
But yeah, it's going to be Wardlow, but Christian's going to walk him through a good match.
FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, World Tag Team Championship. I think there's no way Jeff Jarrett's walking out with one half of the AW Tag Team Championships. Mark Briscoe, special referee. It'll be fun, but my guess is he'll align himself with FTR. He'll figure out that, Lethal has not been a good friend to him. You can't trust him, and FTR is walking out still champs.
I would like to hope so, but things in AEW are so weird that I could see Mark Briscoe somehow fucking FTR and aligning himself with Jarrett and Lethal because Tony Khan thinks that's a compelling idea. I could see that happening, but I can't pick against FTR.
Right. Well, all right. Main event, Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Darby Allin versus MJF for the World Championship. 4 pillars match. I don't think you can bet against MJF here.
No, MJF's going to be the winner, but this thing is set up in such a way to kind of feature their 4 biggest people that they see. And I think everybody's going to show out in a good match. But yeah, MJF has got to come out on top. If they change it for some reason, I would be amazed.
All right, folks, I would say those are our predictions. We got a big weekend of wrestling coming next weekend. I hope your weekend isn't as busy as ours is going to be, but we're going to make it work. We're excited. I'm sure 2 of us are going to be here next week. We don't know which 2, but 2 of us will be here next week.
Freebird rule, there will be 2 men in the ring, maybe 3, depending on if everybody's schedules align up. We're sorry we didn't bring the energy this week. We will bring the energy next week. And you don't even have to use code fansworking at w.gg. But Dave, what did you want to say before we sign off?
I was going to say is that maybe we'll get some predictions. Maybe next week we'll do a little more predictions again, but with AJ. We'll get AJ. We'll put him in the hot seat since he's been 2 weeks off here in Bermuda, and we can see what this man has to say.
Yeah, we'll find out who can pass a drug test after their little trip, but you know who can pass a drug test? Vinny Bear.
Read about the Northern Wrestling Federation in the book presented by Russellville.com, The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 2. Hear the story of Roger Ruffin, the man who trained Carl Anderson, the Monster Abyss, Jordan Clearwater, Chris Harrison, Jillian Hall.
Plus 45 other short stories including Jazz, Bobby Eaton, Kamala, Thunder Rosa, Mario Mancini, Scott Casey, PJ Black, Kerry Morton, Sal Renaro, Jeremiah Plunkett, Colby Carino, Bam Bam Malone, and many others.
Get your book today at Russellville.com. Russellville. It's where wrestling lives.